Welcome, everybody, to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I am so excited to be here because, well, it's a fabulous Friday, and we're talking about connections. You know how much I love to talk about connections because connections is what is going to bring us together. It's going to truly ignite humanity, and building better connections is one of the things that we can do to truly expand our lives. And when we connect with others, we give them permission to do the things that they love, and we become a reflection of ourselves and the things that we love. And guess what? That is truly going to ignite humanity. And I love coming to you every day, Monday to Friday, talking about ways to ignite humanity. We do that through our wonderful guests. We invite them to come and be on the show, and we ask them to share a little bit about how they are igniting humanity that stemmed from an ignite moment. Something in their life happened to trigger them to do something differently, and ultimately that has led them to doing something that is going to help others. They've moved through helping just themselves, and they've decided that part of their purpose, their mission, and what they love to do is to help others, to ignite. And they do that through, well, today, the power of connections. All right, well, let's welcome our guest. Miss Bonnie Chan is a life coach, connections facilitator, and intenSati leader who supports families to embody new ways of communication that leads to deeper relationships and powerful results. Bonnie is an Ignite author of Ignite Your Parenting and one of the co-founders of Thriving Families Collective, serving families with teens and tweens to transition from a disconnected, chaotic home to one filled with harmony and joy. She's igniting humanity through family connections, and she's here on Connections Day. Welcome her to the show. Welcome, welcome. Yay! Hi. Happy to have you here, gorgeous. Love this conversation. Love talk about parenting. Love talk about connections with those little people in our lives that is so valuable, so important. Share a little bit about my thriving family and why family connections is so important to you.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm Bonnie. I have 2 kids. I'm married to an Aaron. And I've been in a personal growth transformation journey for over 20 years now. And for a long time, throughout my journey, I often have the thoughts of, oh, I wish I learned this as a kid. I wish I learned this as a teenager. I wish I know these things, these tools as a young person. So now, being a mom, being a parent of 2 beautiful boys, I have the gift and the opportunity to give these tools and distinctions to them as early as possible. And that's why I'm super passionate about this, because I know that as I influence them, as we parents influence our young people, they influence their children or their peers, right? So we all, I know that JB, you're an advocate that it takes one voice, it takes one person, one heart to get it started, get it ignited. That's so why I'm super passionate. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what is so powerful too, because I have 4 beautiful children. I didn't get a manual on how to raise them. No one taught me how to raise a boy, raise a girl, raise stepkids, raise a family of children of 4, have teenagers. No one shared all of that. And so of course we make mistakes. We face challenges. Some of the things come up. Do you have some ideas or suggestions? How can we really foster the best communication possible? Not perfect, not excellent every time, but are there some tools that we can do to bring into our conversations with our kids or as a family?
Yeah. So recently, actually, I did a whole summit around the topic.
Yes, you did. It was so good. Congratulations. Great summit.
The guest speakers. And, the thing is, what I've realized is, like in the world of personal growth, I feel like it's like a repetition of the things that we already know. But it's like, how can we remind ourselves on a daily basis to implement, right? To actually implement the things that we know. So, for example, one of the things that was reminded to myself is the power of mirroring. Whether it's physical mirroring, if you're with your children, if you're with your teens or your kids, you're actually physically mirroring them. That creates connection. The other part of mirroring is actually repeating the words. So we don't have to agree with their complaints, but it's actually saying what they're saying, repeating the words in a mirrored way so that
Mm,
they feel gotten and heard. And
mhm.
it's so simple as a practice, but are we practicing?
Yeah, yesterday my 16-year-old came home. She got her driver's license and she was like, "Mom!" and and cheering and pulling up her driver's license and we're just so elated. And so I just got in with her. I was like, "Oh!" Just got excited and mirrored her excitement versus like, "Oh, calm down. Why you have to, stop yelling?" Or just like, "Oh, yeah, that's great," or "Oh, good for you." Because it's true, like you want to mirror their emotions so that you are at the same vibration as they are, and that allows them to feel seen and heard. It's such a great
Mm,
example. Additionally, when they're quiet or they're reserved or they're sitting in their room or they're closed off, coming and being quiet and listening and being very careful to mirror their emotions, it's such a powerful thing. You don't even have to say a lot, you just physically show it.
yeah, what I wanted to presence too, some of your audience members, listeners may have a coaching background like myself. And one of the things I get to stop myself is get into like that coach mode, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, Bonnie, you're a parent and you get to like connect with your kid versus or a consultant, right? I get into a consultant mode when
Right.
there's like upset, disappointments, complaints. I'm like, okay, well, what can we do about it? Right. It's like I go right into like, what can we do about this problem? But instead, it's like be in the inquiry, be in the disappointment with them and just get the communication of it's like, okay, you know what? You're disappointed. You didn't make it on the team.
You must have been in my house this morning. My son, 19, phoned me, "Mom, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Good. How are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, well, not so good." I'm like, "Well, what's up?" And so he shares with me, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I had this great new thing you can do, and da 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 da, and I had this thing, and I had this." And he said to me, so brilliant, 19. He said, "Mom, I actually just called to have you listen. I don't need you to give me any solutions. I just would love to talk and share. Can you just be a good listener right now and just let me bounce some ideas off of you?" And I was like immediately, yes, moved out of fix it mode, moved out of make it better mode, and turned into how can I just be a really, really good listener and support him and let him unravel what he wants to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I actually have this ignite moment recently, very recently. So my husband and I have been together for over 20 years now. So it's been a long time. It's been a journey, right? And finally, in the recent years, we have figured out one way of our communication getting to a deeper level. And one of the things is that I am a verbal processor. So I
Right.
need to like talk things out and I just need someone to listen, kind of like what your son said to you. And we finally, created a structure where I would tell him before I verbal process. I'm like, okay, I'm about to tell you these things, and all I need is for you to listen. I don't need anything else. And then he's like, okay, got it. Right. And then I would share what I share, and then we're done. And then we're totally happy about it. Whereas before, I would have some moments where he'd be like, "Are you done yet?" Right? Like, "Are you done yet?" And then I get upset because I feel like
Right.
I'm not being heard, right? But now he understands that I actually need someone like him to listen to my verbal processing. And it's been
I'm
so
the same. I'm just like you, and I have a code word. When I walk into my husband's office, I'll be like, "Soundboard," and then I'll just be like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." And he just knows that I just want to talk, and it's like a code. We just say sound. I say soundboard, and then he just knows I just need someone to bounce some ideas. He doesn't have to fix it. He doesn't have to jump up. He doesn't have to go into warrior mode. His all of his male, things that come up that he feels like he has. No, I just need a soundboard, and it's so good. It's how we create connections when we formulate a good understanding of how people need and feel close to one another. So beautiful, beautiful example.
and what I'm learning from you, JB, right now is you have codes for everything.
I do.
That's
I have
very
codes for everything. We have a code in our house when people are arguing and there's too much arguing. We just say yogurt. It's such a silly random word. It never shows up in an argument. But when someone has just reached their limit, they can't process anymore. No more talking about it. No more explaining. No more justifying. No more rationalizing. No more excuses. If a
Mhm.
person says yogurt, everyone knows that that means the conversation needs to stop, time out. We will return to it if we need to, but it's just reached that point where that's it. No one needs to say anything more. All has been said that needs to be said.
That's
And it
super true.
works. And we follow it. That's the thing about code words is like someone can't say yogurt and then somebody keep talking and be like, I'm not listening. Like everyone has to honor it so that
Mhm.
it's a sacred thing.
Cool. I might take that one on too.
Pick your own word. Pizza. No, pizza's not good because then everybody wants pizza. You have to think of a really random word.
Yeah, it'll probably be like Care Bear or something.
Yeah. Last night we went out for ice cream and I said something funny. I said like yard frogs and everyone's like yard frogs and then that became like a big word and I didn't mean to say it but it came out and so families need laughter. Let's talk about that. They need to have their own form of communication. They need to have a way of feeling reconnected after disagreements. Do you have some strategies that you'd like to share would help to bring people feeling closer to one another?
Yeah. So one of the acronyms I like to use with my coaching clients is actually the word light. So turning on your light. And as a parent, same thing, right? Like, what do we want for our kids? We want them to be their authentic light. So the very first word is L, right? The very first letter is L, and the word stands for love.
Mm.
My favorite word.
Yeah.
And when I talk about like love, it's like really tuning into what we love, what they love. It's the passion, right? What is it that they love, and what can we connect to in terms of the love that we all have authentically? So, for example, my younger son, his name's Jaden. This is actually kind of fun because of the word love. He's been obsessive with a particular Roblox game recently, right? And, in reality, I don't love Roblox and I don't love video games. And the fact is, he loves it, right? And I
Right.
need to really tune in and be in the curiosity of Roblox and the games that he's playing. I don't have to be playing with him every time he's playing, but I get to be like a little bit more curious to create that connection. And what's beautiful recently, there's like a fruit game. I don't remember what it's called, but it's some sort of fruit game where they like find fruits. And there's a specific fruit that's very, very rare, and you get a lot of points from this fruit, and it's called a love fruit. So I connected my love for love and his love for Roblox. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to see this love fruit. I need to get this love fruit for you. And then he's like, Mom, it's not that easy to get. And I'm like, well, you can show me, right? So then that created a connection between the two of us, right? Because I love love and
Mm.
Roblox. And it literally, that was a perfect match. So again, first letter is like tuning in to what you love, tuning into what they love, and trying to figure out like how can we marry the passion
Mhm.
and our interests.
It's so important because kids, they love their unique talents and they want their parents to be involved and included. And if you think about not just what you love, but what they love, they feel again seen, heard, and recognized. And it's super, super valuable to be aware of what other people love and find a way that you can make it work, or find a third thing that you both love that you can make it work. So it's not always having to choose. Wonderful. What is the I?
The I is for imagination.
Okay.
So imagination is so powerful, right? So in the world of imagination, I love using the process of visualization. And your initial question is about, if you feel disconnected, if you're maybe had an argument, maybe you're not, in the best space. Let's start with stepping back and imagining the outcome that you really want.
Mm.
Imagining the moments of connection, of comfort, of cuddles, right? Like, what is it that you want? Then we can take the steps and create the steps to get there.
Mhm.
And then practicing that with your children too through stories. I mean, this is your world, right? Books,
Right.
stories, and like sharing stories. I feel like that's, one of the best, or my favorite games to play with my kids is the improv game of creating stories. Like I
Mm.
say one word and then you say one word, and then it's like once upon a time, and then we
Right.
create like imaginary story.
Beautiful.
I love using exercises and activities like that to be in playful spaces with my family. And you can do this
Mhm.
with adults and children and grown-ups and, young children, like all ages can participate.
I used to use imagination with my kids to do conflict resolution also. So sometimes when I knew the kids weren't feeling well or we'd had a conflict, I would do something called time travel. So we would go inside the closet and we would sit underneath the clothes. We'd close the closet door and we pretend that we were in a time capsule. And what we would do is we would travel back to the disagreement or to the difficult time. I would start to describe it and have them imagine it. And then I would say, let's imagine there was a different ending. What would the ideal ending look like for you? And so for example, my daughter spilled the popcorn at the movie theater. She started crying. She was upset. I just grabbed her hand. I said, "Let's go. Just leave it." That really upset her. So we went in time travel. We went back. I described the popcorn falling, she getting upset. And then I said to her, "Imagine if there was a different outcome. What would it have been?" And then
Mm.
she explained to me, "Mommy, I wish you would have stopped and just waited for a moment and let all the other people go away. I wish that maybe we would have cleaned it up so I didn't leave a mess. And maybe we could have got some popcorn on the way out the door so I had some to take home." And so she got to reimagine another ending, which allowed her to sort of move through some of the upsetting that she was feeling. And so that's one of the another ways that I would use imagination when I had my kids when we were little. We'd go and do time travel and go back and fix it.
I love it. Yeah, it
Mhm.
really is a form of visualization, right? We
Right.
know the power of visualization. It's like really imagining out loud together as a family unit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
New
love
outcomes.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, the G is
Gratitude.
gratitude. Love it.
Practicing gratitude. So for myself, I really didn't learn the word gratitude and the practice of gratitude till I was an adult, right? Like
Oh.
it is something that I've now developed, and it's in the core of who I am. It is a practice that I do on an ongoing basis. And like I wish, right? I wish that I knew it, the power of gratitude and the practice of appreciation earlier on in my life. And now, we practice it like everywhere in our home.
Mhm.
Bedtime, dinner time, we use that word. We call friends and family up to share our gratitude. We send thank you cards, right? So really being in the gratitude of seeing the blessings around us on a moment to moment basis.
So beautiful. Gratitude is something so great. And your kids love to be grateful. Grateful for the jelly beans, grateful for the fish in the fish bowl, grateful for grandma coming over. Like they have just foster the gratitude. All right, GH. What's H?
Habits,
Habits.
habits,
Positive habits.
healthy habits.
Healthy habits.
Healthy habits. So you shared in my bio, one of my titles is an intenSati leader.
Mhm.
And what intenSati is, I would love to share that in this moment.
Yes, please.
It is a fitness modality that brings in affirmations into the fitness modality. And it really is a beautiful way to have a morning routine. So one of my favorite habit is to create a morning routine that is inspired by the Miracle Morning book. Do you know the Miracle
Yes.
Morning, JB?
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Amazing. So the Miracle Morning is written by Hal Elrod, and he has an acronym SAVERS, and S stands for silence, A stands for affirmation, V stands for visualization, E stands for exercise, and the last S stands for scribing, so journaling.
Mhm.
And intenSati basically addresses 5 of those 6 letters, because intenSati is a movement workout. So it's an exercise. I'm like ready to do the movement. Actually, will you do a little bit with me?
Sure.
Okay, we'll just do it from our chair. If you're
Okay.
listening, do it with us. So, little movement here. We're going to do what we call willpower. This is willpower. What's this move called, JB?
Yeah.
Willpower. Willpower.
Willpower.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I am powerful beyond measure. You say it.
I am powerful beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure.
Oh, okay, next move looks like this. It's a punch, side to side, side to side. I am stronger than I think.
I am stronger than I think.
Yes, I am stronger than I think.
I am stronger than I think.
Back to willpower. I am powerful beyond measure.
I am powerful beyond measure. This is so good for kids.
I am stronger than I think.
I am stronger than I think.
Beautiful. Next move looks like this. Punch up. This is called brave. Brave. I am braver than I seem.
I'm braver than I seem.
I am braver than I seem.
I am braver than I seem.
Okay, last move looks like this. Tap up, tap down, tap up, tap down. This is called abundance. Abundance. We're receiving. I am blessed with all I need.
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 Beautiful. Awesome. High fives. Okay, so you got a tiny little taste of intenSati. So we're exercising our mind through powerful, positive way of being and saying the words out loud while we're moving our body. So we're embodying these words. And we know that movement to the body is so powerful and necessary for all ages, right? Whether you're little ones to elderly, it's also important to move our bodies. So that's part of habits. It's like, do you have healthy habits with your family? Are you
so true
together?
Create those good habits so that when things pop up, you have that, okay, and you can do it anywhere. You can do it on a plane, you can do it in the car.
When there's a hard moment, my husband's always like, okay, Bonnie, you can do hard things. I'm like, yes, I can do hard things. As that's exactly, I'm powerful beyond measure, right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right. Well, in the spirit of time, tell us about the T.
T is for teamwork.
Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork is bringing together, community, your family. Like, don't do it alone. Whether it's a strength that you have, like let's bring your community, your family up together. If it's a weakness, ask for support, right? Like, if you're doing it with others, you will go much further. And again, like I said from the get-go, it's not things that we don't know already. It's the practice of it that we get to do and practice with our families, right?
Don't just know it, folks. Do it. Don't just know it. Do it.
Exactly. So, like, where can you incorporate your family as a team, right? Whether it's like housework to exercise. I've been doing many. Last year, it's been a practice of ours. We've been doing many charity runs. So 5K, 10K runs as a family. And then we encourage other families to participate with us. Even, different initiatives that we contribute, like, feeding the homeless, things like that. Like, bring your team with you. Bring others.
That's igniting humanity. That's igniting humanity. Well, with just a few minutes left, share a little bit about your book so we squeeze that in, or a little bit about your book series.
Sure. I will do that. So we have 3 children's books. It's the Oliver Octopus series, and it is bringing personal growth philosophies to kids at a young age, starting at around 4 years old. And we touch on 3 principles. One is focus, so vision. Number 2 is generosity, going the extra mile. And the third one is teamwork. The T in my turn on your light. Turn on your light.
And the books are aged primarily for what age group?
Yeah, I'm going to say 4 to 10, because they are kind of adult philosophies, but it is a picture book. It is our intention to plant a seed, right, early, so then they can start growing that seed as early as possible.
So beautiful. Love it so much. What's your final sort of drop the mic moment that you'd like to share with our audience as we bring this beautiful conversation to a close? Little nugget you want to leave everybody with they can think about that will ignite their family and ignite themselves.
I don't know I feel like that's a big call. It's like drop the mic moment. I don't really have a drop the mic moment.
You got it. You can do it.
And out of our LIGHT acronym, LIGHT, like I invite you to think about the one that really resonated for you, to take on that action, right? Like, is it gratitude that you want to strengthen that muscle? Is it teamwork that you want to like incorporate more into your life? Is it imagination, playing, the different games that, or creating codes in your families?
Exactly. Very, very, very good point. Folks, if you want pick one. It's so true. You don't have to do them all. Pick one and be effective. Pick one and implement it. Folks, if you want to know more about what Bonnie is up to and get some copies of those great books, please check out her website, bonniechan.ca, doing amazing things to create connections, help families, and really let parents step into that greater version of this whole experience called parenting and building great connections. Thanks, Bonnie, so much for being here. Love you, darling. Go and have some fun with your kids today.
Yay. Thank you so much, JB.
You got it. Well, it is a Friday. That means you can spend some of the weekend practicing some of the tips that Bonnie spoke about. How can you incorporate light into your family and into your daily activities? How can you make this weekend be a little bit different than the others by really listening, mirroring, spending time, getting to know your family, caring about them in a new and unique way, developing some good habits, getting some good exercise, and really, really having fun to ignite their lives and yours together. Well, if you want to know what we're up to at Ignite, please check out our website. We're doing lots of fun stuff. We're building a compilation book. We're building schools. We're building a community, and we're building your stories. We're helping people tell their powerful Ignite moments in our upcoming compilation books. We'd love for you to find out more what we're up to. And of course, we're off to Las Vegas at the end of May, talking about igniting humanity, igniting your business, igniting your brand, igniting your breakthroughs, and igniting your book, and really sharing with people how that they can step up in their lives. We're welcoming you to come and be an attendee. It's a fantastic 2-day event with multiple speakers, all on stages, talking in a fun and exciting way that's really going to ignite you. All right. Well, we hope that you're having a great week. It's the middle of April, already quickly into Q2. We hope that this show is really helping you understand that there are things that you can do, small, little incremental things. Just like Bonnie said, you don't have to do them all, but try one, pick one, go after one, do it well, do it consecutively, implement it into your life, and make it a part of growing and expanding and becoming the best version of you. Because when you ignite your life, you ignite the lives of others. All right. Blessings. Take care. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.